welcome back to this truly international, or truly wide world championship here for X-Wing.
Both words work.
Yes.
No, it's true, though. We've got two international competitors. We've got Nand Torfs from Belgium, and we have
Justin
Phua from Singapore.
Indeed.
So, absolutely. I think this is the first time that a U.S. citizen has not been in the final round. And
It is, in fact, yes.
Pretty excited about that.
Because we've had, other than Nand, U.S. citizens winning every Worlds for X-Wing up until last year.
We've had Paul Heaver winning almost everywhere. But yes, it's true. And Doug Kinney as well, winning the very first World Finals. But no, this is exciting. I think every year we add a little bit more international presence. We've been working really hard to push the envelope in that regard. And it's nice to see so much of the top 16 international and an international final.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty cool.
So we've seen both of these players on the stream so far. We've seen Nand with his Jess, Biggs, and Miranda list, and then we just saw Justin, deliver swift justice with Dengar and Tel Trevera.
Well, we've seen both of these players on the stream already, and both of them got a 100-0 win against their previous opponents. So
it's going to be a battle of these titans here.
Absolutely. We've seen some surgical deconstruction on the stream already. I don't know who has the edge in this fight. I mean, Justin's got the pilot skill, but Nand has the firepower.
Yep.
And
if he can weather that first storm of the torpedoes, get to grips, he can put the hurt on Dengar in just a round or two.
It's true, but I will say, in terms of alpha strikes, and Nand knows this well, having flown a very similar list, Justin's got those torpedoes. And Miranda is not safe even if Biggs is on the table, because if you have a target lock and you're trying to fire ordnance, you can circumvent Biggs' ability. So
and it's worse than that, because not only can you do it that way. So let's say he fires 2 torpedoes into Miranda. Miranda then shoots at Dengar. Dengar can shoot back at her despite Biggs, because she's the only eligible target due to his ability. So he could potentially get 3 shots on Miranda first round and take her off the board.
Oh, it's true. I don't think Nand's going to let that happen. I think he would be pretty foolish to engineer that scenario. But that being said, Miranda's got a good amount of health, but if you can get through her defenses early on, that's going to serve you very, very well, especially since he doesn't have a twin laser turret. So he doesn't have
and a lot of his
quantity of regen that he would otherwise enjoy. So he's also down on pilot skill. It's going to be very difficult for him to get bombs where he needs them against 2 pilot skill 9 ships that out PS his entire list.
The other problem that I think that Nand is going to see is that the Auto Blaster turret, while great against those aces, not nearly as useful against Jump Masters. And you really aren't going to be able to afford to spend the shields to bump that damage up for that turret. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, if anybody can do it, Nand has the experience flying double Jump Masters at Worlds. Let's hope that he at least anticipated the chance of him running into something similar this year, and practice some of that with his current list.
Yeah, what we have here is we have 2 idiosyncratic lists that are designed to counter the meta, and counter the meta they have. They've taken down meta list after meta list. And now we're left with these 2 oddballs paired off, and it's anything goes, I think, for this finals, consequentially.
Yep. Either way, I mean, whether we get Justin Phua as our champion, first champion from Singapore, or we get a 2-peat from Nand Torfs, it's going to be exciting either way. And it's cool to see, the meta is a kind of a nebulous concept that has a huge impact on the game, and people, feeling like they can only run certain things. And both these players here showing it's not all the same stuff. Yeah, Miranda's still there. Yeah, Jump Masters are still there, but these are definitely different flavors of what we've seen in these other lists. And it can definitely be argued that difference is what has got them here to the final table.
No, it's very true, and I think those of the community out there that have completely written off X-Wings as a competitive force are maybe going to have to reevaluate that a little bit. I think we've seen at least Jess Pava being a really strong addition to an old standby in the form of Biggs. She's well costed. She's got a strong ability you get a lot of bang for 25 points out of Jess. And
Indeed.
I think a number of players in the top 16 have recognized and run with that.
Sure.
So that's an interesting wrinkle to the equation. You a betting man, Mr. Holland?
Let's see.
Who is your money on,
real
or metaphorical?
My heart is with Nand. One, because Rebels, and after having to play against Dengar and Manaru, many times last year, I've still got a little bit of a raw spot there, and I wouldn't mind seeing them go down.
You were happy to see so few of them in the tournament.
Yeah, I
didn't
didn't mind
to see
that.
it in the finals.
Didn't mind that. And at least this is a different kind of variety of it. But after just seeing what those Jumpmasters did to Nick Bell's list,
it's true.
I don't know.
Nand's got an uphill battle, but we will
He's going to
see.
have to be very, very on the ball and get an early kill on Dengar, I think, to really have a chance.
It's tough. You don't want to leave Dengar for the final the final match, but you also don't really love shooting him.
Yeah,
I mean, with expertise, with K4 security droid, it's an unpleasant prospect to say the least. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Dengar
We'll see
can
how
just
it
be
goes.
punishing with that return fire there.
So is that a little pun there, Matt?
Oh yeah.
Nice work.
Hey, I didn't even try it that time.
Yeah, they're setting up. The last game went to time, so
it did. Just Pava survived on Jerry's side, but only just. And Nand still had Miranda and Jess to take the day there.
So Nand coming into this match having only lost Biggs in the previous round, having lost no ships in the round before that.
Yep. And Justin having lost nothing. I mean, surgical destruction.
It's true.
Was the name of the game in that last round that we just streamed.
Do we know what Nand's record coming into?
We do indeed. Into top 16?
Yeah, into top 16.
Nand only lost one game. He was actually at the top of the 8-1s, so he had almost 100 MOV more than the next guy.
So he was number 2 coming in.
He was number 2 coming in, and
the finals. And Nick, of course, we just saw he lost his one and
Justin
only game.
was 12th seed, having gone 7-2.
All right, so Justin's got a couple losses, but maybe he has learned from those defeats and come into this final strong and ready to go. Either way, it's going to be an exciting match, and we look forward to watching how it unfolds.
Yeah, are we almost ready to go to the table and see what is going on over there?
I'm not sure. All I can see is my own beautiful face and your beautiful face, so not totally clear what's happening out there.
There we go. We're seeing them start setting up and checking out each other's lists. I don't know if these two have played yet at this event.
I remember Justin from last year. I think he made the cut last year as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Justin Phua, I believe this is his first Worlds.
Is it? Maybe I'm crazy.
Justin has been playing for 1 year.
Worlds.
It is his first Worlds.
I am making stuff up. Don't listen to me.
So
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I do, however, I definitely remember Nand from last year. I believe he had a pretty strong showing.
It's not ringing any bells. It's not ringing any bells. I remember those shorts.
There we have the beautiful new Fantasy Flight World Champion trophy that we had for all the different games. This is the last one we will give out this year.
It's our
for Star Wars Worlds here.
Pointiest trophy yet. Very exciting.
75% pointier than previous trophies. Not recommended for children.
We need to do a giant cube one of these years. A huge glass cube. I think maybe next year. I'll talk to the trophy people.
I think what we will see here is Nand is not going to overcommit, like you could argue that Nick did, and just put himself out there to be punched out.
I think Nand knows what's what, because Nand pulled a similar trick last year, blazing out of the starting gate and just deleting Corrin, if I remember correctly, very quickly last year. So I think Nand knows what to expect. Whether forewarned is forearmed enough remains to be seen.
Sure. I do think it's kind of cool that we have, the guy who won with Triple Jump Master is now trying to beat Triple Jump Masters in our Worlds final.
There's only 2, but
and
nevertheless.
it was 2 both times. Yep.
Point taken. We're both a little punchy at this point in the tournament, but not as punchy as our players. They've been playing this grueling matchup for all a whole weekend now.
Yep. Plus long flights on both their parts to get here to the States.
This is the 13th game, lucky number 13 for both
geez.
of these players. So that's a lot of X-Wing to pack into one weekend, and a lot of high-stakes X-Wing to boot. So
yep.
I fully expect fatigue to play a factor here. It usually does in some way or another, whether it's perceptible or not.
And if you're watching at home, as you watch this game, keep in mind, if you see things that seem to you to be obvious mistakes or misplays, keep in mind, playing in your local game store, even in like something like a store championship or even a regional, that is a far cry from flying across the world to play at Worlds, playing 13 games of high-pressure X-Wing there, now playing on a stream with almost 2,000 people watching. You've really got to be on your game for so long. There's going to be slips. You're going to have, some cracks in that veneer show.
The stakes are high.
Give them a little bit of benefit of the doubt there. But hopefully we're going to see some really high-level X-Wing.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to see any big mistakes, and we're going to see some ships reduced to their component parts here.
We're watching Nand once again deploy in the center of that battlefield.
He's just kind of hope because he does not get to see at all where Justin is playing to start.
Well, we saw how well he compensated for the deployment last game.
Yes.
He's got a system, I think. He puts his ships in the middle, and that gives him the greatest amount of flexibility in terms of how he can respond to what's across the table from him. Now, one thing with the Jump Master, you do have one benefit in that that it wants to turn left.
Yes.
And everything good on its dial is left.
You can see all the engines there on those ships. They are on the right side, so it naturally wants to turn left.
Absolutely.
It's the only X-Wing ship with the asymmetric dial.
It's true, and it's not proven to be that much of a downside, though, because canny Jumpmaster players are able to use it to full effect. However, it does mean that it gives Nand a sense of where he ought to put Biggs. You see
Indeed.
He's put him on the right side there, which is going to be ideally the furthest away from the fight. So he knows how to prep for this. I think that shows through in the rock placement as well. He's going to make it challenging to come and approach him from the right there.
He's going to flank with Miranda.
That is interesting. I wonder if that's a attempted bait and switch kind of situation. He's still thinking about it.
If you guys are there at home, you also notice the little upgrade to our streaming setup this year. We've got that beautiful graphic table that we've had for each of our games. The X-Wing one here with Coruscant in the background and some of the fantastic X-Wing art. I hope you guys are enjoying that, as well as our nifty little dice tray that we had.
And it looks like, as predicted, the Jumpmaster is setting up on the far right flank there.
Giving them all the room in the world to turn left. Now, I think if I am Justin, I think that I don't waste my torpedoes on Biggs, just because if the danger of you rolling all focuses or all hits, and then R4D6 nullifying a lot of the hitting power of those torpedoes is just too high.
It's
if you
true.
can unload on Miranda, get down through her shields, get into her hull, she's going to have a hard time regenerating with no twin laser turret.
It's a dangerous strategy, though, because, if you do unload on Miranda and don't take out Biggs fast enough, even without a twin laser turret, those shields are coming back.
Indeed.
So it's a hard call. I think I'm with you. I think you shoot the Torfs at Miranda if you possibly can. But I think Nand also knows that Justin wants to do that, and so we'll see what we'll see. Is he baiting Justin with this
that Miranda?
Because Miranda's got slam. She can get out.
Yeah, she can cover a lot of ground, and we did not see that last game. So
no,
if
we
you
didn't have
are
a single slam last
if
game.
you've only been watching the stream here and you're not a dedicated X-Wing player, maybe you're thinking about the game. Slam is an action that only the K-Wing has, and what it'll let Miranda do is execute a maneuver, then use the slam action to execute a second maneuver of the same speed. So she can do a additional two bank, or two turn. She can do like a 3 straight into a 3 bank.
Yeah,
she can really cook.
It's definitely, other than a Shadowcaster with an engine upgrade,
it's about the fastest thing out there
with slam. And I think 3 straight, I think it's pretty comparable. I haven't actually laid that on the table to see which one is faster, but they're both incredibly
so,
fast ships.
3 bank, and S thing is a little bit longer, I think, even than the 3 straights. But yeah, they're very, very mobile.
5 straight and a boost.
Yeah.
Either way, fast ships. End of story.
You don't want to assume when you're dealing with something like a Shadowcaster or a K-Wing, you don't want to think, oh, yeah, they can only end up, in this little range of space. It can vastly exceed your predictions there, and that can bite you in the butt.
It's true. Pop quiz, Matt. What does SLAM stand for? I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Sublight.
Oh, you're close.
Something like that.
You're almost there. You're so close.
Sublight acceleration, like not motor.
It is motor.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Star Wars. That's some deep.
Yeah.
That's some deep EU stuff there. But yeah, the SLAM action, fun addition to the game. It's really come into prominence lately,
especially with the bombs and advanced slam, which lets you do another action after you complete a slam maneuver, assuming you didn't overlap or bump. You can move again, and then drop a bomb directly underneath someone who thought they were completely safe. So there's Nand setting up the target lock on Miranda with M9G8.
Yep, classic opening.
And he's going to start banking those focus tokens as long as he can, but I don't know how much time Justin's going to give him.
I kind of think that Nand's going to slam out of there with that K-Wing.
And just run.
I think he's going to
maybe even throw a cluster bind somewhere in the way and
drop an ion bomb. I think
make it interesting for him.
He's got plans. Now, you don't want to get too cocky because the last thing you want is to lose a linchpin piece like Miranda. If Miranda goes down before Nand is ready to engage, because he's trying.
It's going to be
because you remember what we saw last year. We saw a very similar situation with Kevin's list. He had Miranda.
Kevin
Corrin.
Lennox out of Mankato.
Yep, very comparable situation. He dropped a Connernet hoping to block Nand's approach vector, but Nand slipped Dengar through and just deleted Corrin.
Yes.
Instantly. So you've got to be extremely, extremely careful when you're playing this dangerous game of chicken against a double jump master list because they are not going to show you any mercy whatsoever.
Now, the people asking on the chat, Miranda does not have advanced slam, so the bombing tricks there are not really going to work for her, but she does have ion bombs.
Yep.
There is always the chance when you're dealing with these big ships, if they get too close to the other edge of the board, an ion bomb can spell their doom.
And even if it doesn't bring them off of the board, if you can ion them onto an asteroid so they lose a shot, ion Dengar so that his arc is not facing you and you can actually do some damage to him, it's a credible threat. These jump masters do not want any part of that. And so they have to be very, very careful about how they manage this approach as well. So
absolutely.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be really, really interesting. Now, I was going to say, one of the things that's opened up the K-Wing recently is the addition of Sabine Wren and this whole kind of bomb philosophy.
The kind of the bomb archetype that we see now in a lot of lists.
Right, but what I think is interesting is that Nand doesn't have any of those elements in his list, which just goes to show you that the core ship was really strong prior to that kind of rediscovery. And I think what we had happen was people discovered Sabine, they discovered the strategy, and then
started experimenting and broadening their usage of it. So he's going hard. He's going in hard. I'm beginning to think that
interesting.
Miranda is not going to break away.
No,
here.
not with that move from Jess. I think this is going to be
looks like a commitment from
Nand.
Joust.
Now this is going to be a good thing if he can weather this storm. Here's another option for Justin, though. Do you try to burn Jess Pava down? Do you double torpedo Jess?
You could.
It's a risky play because she's got all those defensive rerolls.
She's got 6 health plus integrated astromech and the defensive rerolls. I think that's a little bit too risky compared to either unloading on Miranda or just, there we go. Kind of taking both tacts here. I'm
this
not
is
sure.
really, really interesting.
Miranda's now committed to going around the asteroids, and now she's going to slam.
So this is what I thought he was going to do up until he moved those X-Wings the way that he did. And now I'm fascinated because this is so interesting. Is he going to force the torpedo use against Biggs? Is that his end game here? Because like we said, he doesn't want shooting Jess is not necessarily a great strategy because you might waste your torpedoes, spread your damage out. She's got those defensive rerolls.
She's got only 1 though right now probably. I don't think Miranda's close enough.
Probably not. Looks more like range 2, yeah. Yep.
Trying
range.
to target lock K-Wing, obviously not going to work, but gives him a little preview of the ranges involved here.
That's smart, though, because I think Jess can survive the torpedo hits, even with only one reroll. She's got focus.
Yeah.
She's
The
got
only
the
danger,
defensive
though.
reroll.
Okay, so you say you soak 2 torpedoes and you
Yep.
take some damage. There's still 2 more torpedoes out there.
Sure.
Miranda cannot run, and they will catch up to her and deliver a torpedo at some point.
It's true, and Miranda does not have, like we said, she's not really tooled up for the end game, like previous.
Yes.
Like
The more traditional Sabine twin laser turret
Yep.
Miranda can be an endgame monster with really, really consistent regen, and this Miranda doesn't have that with the lack of twin laser turret.
It's true. Now here's an interesting thing. He's got that asteroid right in front of him. Is he just going to go? We've seen him just fly over rocks before, not
he doesn't need the action.
Doesn't need the action. Is that Tel on the left or Dengar?
That, I cannot tell at all.
Looks like Dengar on the right. I think. Because that's going to make
Yeah,
a big
I think so
difference.
too.
Because you're going to want to be shooting, Tel, so you don't suffer that reprisal, if at all possible. But here we go.
So it looks like
torpedoes
Tel's torpedo.
on the way, looking nasty as per usual.
And who was this shot at?
I have to assume Jess Pava.
Oh, yeah. She's the one who has the target lock. So let's see if this pays off.
There it is. Torpedoes en route.
So Jess is going to get her defensive reroll. Not going to need it this turn. She's going to dodge 2 of those damage and lose 2 shields.
Yep. That means that second torpedo is extremely unlikely to put her away.
Although Plasma is then going to take her 3rd shield too.
It's true. It's
But
true.
integrated astromech and 3 hull, very little chance that she dies.
It's
but
possible.
It could happen.
It's possible. She'll have to blank out on 3 defense dice.
Yeah, I mean, Dengar's
It's all
got
about
expertise.
that. It's all about that alpha strike. All about that alpha strike. This is either going to pay off big or going to be an interesting game. Got to
I guess
miss.
my
And
only
guidance chips kicking in,
chips
of
makes
course.
it a crit.
Pretty
Because
nasty.
even if Jess doesn't die, she's now just a 1 hit away.
that helps.
That
That's
helps.
big. That's really big.
So it's going to be a hit and a
Astromech
crit.
you can throw the astromech away
Probably
to stop
going
the crit.
to stop the direct
Oh
hit.
yeah, absolutely. So Jess
Jess
has
sitting
got
at
2 hull left.
2 hull left after the 2 torpedoes. Not a terrible result.
No, I think that's about as well as Nand could have expected that to go.
It certainly went better for Jess than for Fen Rao last game.
Well, he's playing with a ship that's capable of taking a punch, whereas the Protectorate Starfighter, it lives or dies based on its maneuvers.
Yep.
Now this is going to be pretty good for Nand because it's going to take at least 1 more torpedo to take out Jess, which is going to
or
leave
just a primary weapon attack.
or a primary attack, but
Especially at range 1, which could easily happen next turn.
But you have to shoot bigs. Unless you're throwing a torpedo, you've got to shoot
You're
bigs.
right.
Biggs is still on the table.
Good call.
And he's half out of torpedoes now. So if he can spread the damage out, that's where he wants to be. Maybe get some licks in return here.
So he's obviously going to go for Tel. Doesn't want to expose himself to the return fire from Dengar. And Tel is focusless, so better target there. And there's not a bad roll. 3 shields off of Tel.
So we are seeing a withering exchange of firepower in this opening round.
That is not a oh, there we go. 2 hits and a crit. This is
Brutal.
actually a great start for Nand on taking down one of these
seriously
jump
good.
masters.
Oh, not what he needed.
Ooh,
Not what he needed
man.
at all. It's going to put a crit through. This is working out much better for Nand than I anticipated. And we've got cut away from the crit,
And
right?
that is a structural damage, which is
Ooh.
another awesome one to help Nand out here.
Absolutely.
So if I'm Justin, I think I want to, well, never mind. You can't force the bump here.
Oh, that was a great round for Nand.
He's
and
almost.
Miranda's going to be able to come through with a plasma torpedo of her own.
Yeah, so
In
now,
short
do you
order.
think that Tel can avoid the rock with a hard turn to the right?
I think he could. I actually expected him to just blast right through it without worrying, but now he's not got the luxury.
Hard turn to the right, and if you don't get on the rock, you can maybe barrel roll past the X-Wings, depending on how fast they go, unless they bank towards you.
It's possible, but then you're losing out on a torpedo shot. You're throwing your 2-dice primary, which is not what you necessarily want to do, so that doesn't seem like a great call. If you go through the rock, just, balls to the wall,
you're going to get blocked by Jess.
You get a target lock.
But you get blocked by Jess?
Yeah, but you
have to
might
shoot
get a
Biggs,
shot
and then Biggs
at.
lights you up.
You might get a shot at. It's true, but if you go to the right, how are you getting out of there? I don't know. It's interesting. It's a tough situation. I don't think that Tel Traver is in a very good place either way you slice it.
Now remember, Tel still has their ability, so.
Oh, yeah.
Destroying Tel is not destroying Tel, unfortunately for Nand.
No, and that's what makes this list so strong. I mean, even if you rip through Tel, he comes back, he gets rid of all those crits. He's still very much in this game, but a very good opening for Nand. And we'll see how it goes. He had some hot dice really come through for him. But a late game Dengar is nobody's fool.
Yeah, I got to think. I don't know if you want Tel to get blocked here.
I don't know if Nand goes for the block or if he just goes for more damage.
Or does Tel go in? The other danger is Tel can get blocked onto an asteroid depending on how far and fast Jess goes.
Yeah, if he's willing to just go crazy with Jess.
Not even that much. I mean, like a 2 straight.
Well, and the beautiful thing is if he can get into range 1 of those jump masters, he can make sure that Jess doesn't get shot. Because the plasma torpedoes are range 2 to 3. So I think if I'm Nand, I want to try to blast up there with Jess, follow closely behind with Biggs to soak that firepower, and come around with Miranda for supporting fire.
I think
really
we're going to
like
see a
this
2
approach.
straight, maybe a 3 straight with Jess. Same thing with Biggs to set up a range 1 shot on Tel.
Yeah.
And then just weather the fire from the jump masters. But that means that Jess lives through the round,
which means she's shooting some more. Which means maybe you've. This is what I was thinking. I was thinking, get in there, prevent that range 2 shot.
I could still block Tel onto the rock.
Absolutely,
and maybe give you a shot on Dengar. Although, then Jess gets deleted in turn by.
I think this is what I would have done because now you've got this wall of X-wings that is blocking the avenues. They can't torpedo you anymore. What happened for Nand is exactly what he needed to happen. Jess needed to survive. He needed to do a credible amount of damage in return, and now he is in a really nice position. And Miranda can circle around, conserving her power for a later point in the game.
Sure, was he taking the target lock off of Miranda?
Did he move it?
He took it off Jess and Miranda. I'm not sure why.
That's interesting. Is that the M9G8 target lock?
Yeah, I believe so. Because he just left them on the base last game.
I think he was just moving stuff.
So Miranda is target locking Tel Traver, going to try and deliver the knockout punch with a torpedo.
Yep. It's a good play. And he's going
over
the rock.
Because he no longer has M9G8. So why keep the
integrated
lock?
astromech, of course. Of course.
Thanks, chat.
He had to shrug it. Which is a big loss. M9G8 is a very helpful.
So Tel gets by the X-Wings.
He does.
No action, though, except for a target lock still, which I'm guessing he takes now on Miranda.
Might as well. Might as well shoot it while you got it.
It's not range 1 either. It's range 2, just barely.
That rock has moved a little. That little rock is hard to keep.
It doesn't have the mass to
it
stay in
doesn't.
place
It does
on
not
its
have
own.
the mass. No.
It's really just orbiting one of these other rocks.
And do you think he's regretting not moving Biggs in for the block at this point, letting Tel escape?
Well, escape is, Tel's still going to probably die to the torpedo.
Well, how much hull does he have left? He's got a decent amount. And he's got the recovery.
1 agility.
That's true.
No way to get rid of it.
Through a rock. Range 1? No, not quite.
No, range 2. Those of you guys who are asking why he didn't have to shoot bigs last round, the new change to the timing structure of attacks means you declare the weapon, then you can declare a target that's eligible. Since you didn't have, you declare the torpedoes. Biggs is not target locked. He is not eligible, so you can shoot Jess.
Smart play.
There was a
smart play by the
primary or
Dengar
something.
player here. Jess is not going to have any shots this round, so that's a clever.
But Jess can't
clever
die
bump.
either.
Jess can't die, but she wasn't going to be able to get shot anyway, so bumping is absolutely the right move. That denies Jess a shot, and you couldn't shoot her anyway, so...
That's why I wonder if going straight instead of the banks
I think you might be right.
wasn't better, because I think you would have left Tell on a rock.
In hindsight, I think you're probably
Too
right.
straight for Jess, leaves Tell parked on the rock, no shot. Dengar shoots Biggs. Jess shoots, Tell, something like that.
It's true.
We will see, because now Biggs is going to bear the full fury of Dengar probably twice.
4 dice. Well, I don't know.
Unless
that I
you
would shoot
decline, you
back.
just decline the shot. Depends on what this roll is, I think.
Probably. With expertise and all that, I don't know. It's hard. You never want to waste a shot, but...
So this is the shot on that could be either one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Looks like Miranda.
Yep, Miranda focusing to minimize that incoming damage.
Logical.
Oh, Dengar's going for Miranda too.
Fascinating. Well, he can't. He has to shoot Biggs.
I thought he just spent a target lock.
Oh, is he shooting a torpedo?
I think so.
I guess we'll see. Interesting. I don't know if I like that move.
I don't know either. I mean, you did so little damage to Miranda with Tell.
I don't know.
She's going to just regenerate it. You cannot put this through to shields, I don't think.
That is an interesting play. But maybe he figures shoot him while you got a shot.
That's our last 2 torpedoes.
Yeah, these
This
jump
one is
masters are down to
a little bit better.
much
2 hits
better.
and a crit.
Much better. But range through a rock, maybe.
Yep.
Just
2 shields.
2 shields. Miranda is shieldless, but
So she can't
not-
spend a shield to hit Tell harder. There's
true,
that.
True, but she's not badly damaged. And
Now do you think you take the shot with Biggs? Take
That's a
one
cool-
return shot?
Focused return 4 dice into Dengar. I think at this point you might.
I think so.
I think you do.
And that's
It's interesting.
we're still waiting for, I think, Miranda's attack roll.
Yeah, Miranda's torpedo coming back.
Looks like he might have been doing 1 less dice to regen. I saw him reach over there.
Yeah, he might be playing the long game. He can
So
afford
it's
to.
going to be a 3 die.
No ordnance on the board anymore on the other side of the things.
Yep.
It is a 3
Oh,
die.
that's a good roll, too.
I like it a lot.
1
Nanda's-
defensive die. That means a crit is for sure happening. What's this reroll here? Still a hit.
No, blocks
So hit
1,
crit.
but another crit goes through. This is going very well for Nand, I must say. He's weathered the alpha strike, and now he's in a nice position.
The crit is a major hull breach.
Ooh.
So
Now-
-1 agility and a major hull breach. You can't get rid of both those in a turn.
No, they'll be gone when Tell resets, though, which
Yes.
is one of the beautiful things about his
But it
ability.
makes that reset come that much sooner.
It's true.
This is actually a really well-played counter right now by Nand.
Absolutely. And now, yeah, do we see Biggs go for it, or does he conserve his...
I think you have to. You have to put damage down when you can.
You do.
I don't know what that last little roll there was.
Tell is on 1 hull
Oh,
remaining.
it was the missing die. It's obstructed, so he was 1 die short.
Of course.
Rolled that in. I found it's weird that this happens, but a lot of times in X-Wing, if you forget to roll a die or something like that, and then you go and roll it afterwards, it seems like 9 times out of 10 it comes up nothing. So only 2 hits for Biggs.
Not great.
I don't know if this will be a worthy trade.
Oh, pretty good,
Hey,
though. Two
damage.
damage. We'll see what Dengar rolls. Dengar's got the modification, but Biggs has the defensive modification. Just a dice off at this point.
Not bad. 3
Expertise
hits.
kicking in.
I'll trade 2 for 2.
If Biggs can
here.
trade 2 for 2. Oh,
Hey, look at that.
Nand's dice are really coming
Not
through for
bad.
him. 1 shield on Biggs. Yeah, I'll take that.
I think we're going to see both X-Wings. Can Biggs K-turn here? Jess can, although she might want a Talon roll.
Talon roll, what you think left?
Yes.
Talon roll right.
Right puts you too close to that rock, I think.
probably.
If you're going to
Although
Talon
can
roll, I
s-
think
you
you
can
go
slide
left.
it a bit.
Yeah. And then
It's interesting.
Biggs though, where is he going to go?
I don't know. You need him around to protect Jess.
Tell can definitely S loop if they want to. Dengar though,
Tell's got
not
what,
really.
one hit left? It's probably Auto Blaster time.
1 or 2.
If Miranda can just Auto Blaster Tell to death, that would be ideal. Especially if she can reach in a shield while she does it.
That's one die.
I mean, Nand is rolling well, but I really like this approach. I think this was a very smart plan.
Yeah, it turned out, hey, yeah, we definitely had a little bit of lack of faith there when we saw Miranda turn away and the X-Wings charge on in. But so far, Jump Masters out of torpedoes, they have no more real tricks up their sleeve other than Dengar's double tap. So
I think Nand realized he just had to hope that his dice were good enough to weather the storm, and they have been
he's gonna hit
very
the rock,
good
though.
indeed.
Since if Miranda doesn't hit this rock, he could drop a cluster in front of Tell, but she's definitely going to clip it.
Got no chance. But if she can position herself well, she can cluster next turn.
Yes.
Quite easily.
Biggs might be able to 4K.
In fact, if Miranda can block Tell, prevent herself from getting shot this round,
Yep.
finish off Tell with somebody else, Miranda can dump an entire cluster bomb trio onto Tell to kill him after he comes back to life.
That's true.
That would be, I think, the ideal situation. Because then you're just...
So with Tell's ability, say right now he took, 3 damage from the cluster bomb. Would it get assigned 1, 2, 3? Like 1 triggers Tell's ability, he regens, and then the rest of the damage is assigned? How would that work?
it's been a little while since I looked at the exact text, so I'm gonna pull up.
For Tel Travera?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up Tel Travera just to scope it out. But you basically get to reset and get down to a certain number of damage cards.
Yeah, I guess my question is, would the incoming damage cards still that turn go into effect still?
So Tel Travera's pilot
So,
ability, for those watching,
just a
says
straight
the
K
first,
turn.
Straight K turn. The first time you would be destroyed, instead cancel any remaining damage, discard all
Cancel any
damage
remaining
cards,
damage.
and deal 4 face-down damage cards to the ship. So the beautiful thing about that is, doesn't matter how many crits you have.
Yep.
Doesn't matter how beat up you are.
Or how big the hit that
Or how
puts you
big the
over the
hit.
thing
Yeah,
is.
you
And
could-
that was
you
the
could-
question that I had.
You could do 1,000,000 points of damage,
So, yep.
and Tel would still be clinging to 1
Double
health.
K turns.
Now, I don't believe this Tel has a hull upgrade, which is a nice little way of cheating the system.
Yes, it does not.
Even harder, but no hull upgrade, so it means Tel will be clinging to just one remaining hull point.
These Jump Masters are really just all about offense. So we'll see the X-Wing's K-turn going to be out of Dengar's arc, maybe get to put some more damage on him. What is Miranda going to do? Big still needs a stress, which maybe we just haven't gotten around to yet.
This is a really, really nice position for those X-Wings.
Yeah,
Depending on where Dengar goes, but if you can get more shots into Dengar, all the better.
Oh, okay.
Here it comes. He's dropping the ion bomb. Why not? He's got extra munitions. He's got 2 of them.
Yeah.
He might get lucky here. I don't think it's going to hit anything, but you never know. This is just in case.
It also, might restrict.
Oh, and he's blasting that way.
Oh.
Fascinating.
And he gets just off the rock.
I love it. I love it, Nand.
Gotta say, guy knows how to fly.
I like this. I like this a lot. And he's in a really interesting position to drop bombs next round.
Yep.
Depending on where Dengar goes here. Really cool stuff from Nand. Really liking this. No advanced slam. Doesn't need it.
Gonna roll for the asteroid. Does he get lucky? Could not tell.
What do you think? Segnor's loop from Dengar? Is he blocking Segnor's with that K-turn? Or with that?
I don't think he has room to Segnor's with the rock and everything else going on there. I think Tell, sure.
Tell's going to for sure Segnor's, I think. But Dengar, I don't know. We'll see.
It's a 3 bank, not a Segnor's.
Ooh, is this ion going to go off?
Not going to hit.
Oh, no. He's well out.
Now,
But that
3
puts him
is
way,
green.
way out of position.
The 3's green for Tell.
Yep.
So that's going to give him a target lock.
Sure is.
He's going to try and deal with one of these crits here because not good. So I think he's only got 4 damage on him, which is Yeah, that's one hull
left.
remaining.
One left.
It's going to take the target lock for green.
Would have been really nice for Nand if he'd been able to finish off Tell, but I think Nand can't complain about the dice he's been rolling. They've been spot on.
I mean, potentially, though, if Miranda gets the block on Dengar, Dengar has no shot. X-Wings light up Dengar. Miranda tries to finish Tell. That's a great turn for Nand if he can pull it off.
We'll see what Dengar does.
So I think that was the major hull breach being flipped down because I didn't see a die roll. So still 1 agility.
Ooh. Where's he going?
Three bank
he's
the
trying
other way.
He's trying it. That's what I expected. Segnor's.
He's going to pull it off.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's not a Segnor's, though.
Is it just a bank?
It's a 3.
Oh, you're right. Well, that's good news for Nand.
Great news.
That means
for
there's
Nand.
no reprisal. He can hit.
And
he can hit Miranda hard.
Is that range 1 of the ion bomb? Does he have to barrel roll to not take that?
We will find out here when that ion bomb goes off, because that would be glorious. Glorious for Nand. I guess we'll see. It's a big. If it does, that is phenomenal news for Nand Torfs. If he can hit Dengar with
It looks
those
awfully
ions.
close, but it's hard to tell from where we sit, folks.
And if he forces a barrel roll, that's good too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think
offensively it doesn't matter.
Well, does Miranda have a target lock on Dengar?
No.
No. Okay. Because I was thinking if you force
Another
the barrel
torpedo.
roll, you
Sure.
can get that other plasma torpedo off. So yeah, it looks like a smart play. Get that barrel roll going. But that means there's no focus for defense.
Yeah. Yep.
And that means those X-Wings probably have shots. We'll find out. Maybe not Biggs anymore because that barrel roll is going to take him
just a little bit more further
away.
forward.
Yep. And no
Jess
target
has
lock.
a reroll though.
Yep.
Oh, you mean Biggs is the close one?
Oh, Biggs is the close one. You're
Jess
right.
is the far one.
Jess
think
may
that
or may
might
not have
be
a shot.
range.
We'll see. We shall see. Range 1?
Kind of looks like it. So it's going to be 4 dice with target lock and focus on Miranda. Not what she wants, but ooh,
Nasty.
that's pretty brutal.
Expertise kicks in, of course, turning
3
that
hits and a
into
crit. Miranda with no focus for defense.
True. Just one measly defense die. Doesn't come
Comes
through.
up blank. Does Miranda live here, or
Well,
does
I think we'll find out. As long as it's not a direct hit.
major explosion?
Uh-oh.
Next best thing.
Oh,
Ooh,
bullet dodged.
Just barely.
Wow.
Now she still has to survive target lock and focus shot from Tel Travera.
Yeah, this is not great. This could be a real game changer
Yeah,
here.
losing Miranda, I think, really puts some problems here for.
It's
Spin
not
the
a,
target
it's not a
lock.
huge. It's not a huge shot, but it's big enough. If he can get another hit in here, it's gonna be tough. Tough for Miranda.
2, and is Miranda range 2, range 3? Must be range 2. So just 2 defense dice naked. Needs to roll 2 evades.
This could change. This could change everything.
Oh,
Not what he needed.
That does for Miranda.
I think that is a real game changer.
Yeah,
A real game changer.
Things just got much, much, much harder for our friend from Belgium here.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He needed Dengar not to roll so well.
The crowd goes crazy. We're up to 2,200 people here watching the stream from all over the world. And this would
Not a
be
good shot.
Biggs or Jess. I'm guessing Biggs, so just 1 hit.
Yep.
Does Jess have a shot?
Yeah, if Jess doesn't have a shot here, I think it's going to be really bad news for.
Definitely doesn't have a range 2 shot.
Does have
Definitely
range
has
3.
range 3.
That's good. That helps.
There
That's
you go.
about as good as it gets. We'll see what Dengar rolls.
You could get a crit through on Dengar.
Oh, that range 1. Range 1 from Dengar.
Nope, just
Oof.
1 more shield.
Not good.
Not
I think-
enough to trade there for Miranda.
Yeah, I think Justin may take this one. I think that was a real turnaround this round.
Justin Phua in a great place right now.
Mm-hmm. If Miranda had at least gotten another shot off,
Or
we'd have a different
just killed,
situation.
at least triggered Tel's ability.
Yep.
And I mean, you want at least Dengar's shields gone. So Dengar, S-loop, X-wings have to, I think, go after Dengar. He's the only one close enough to maybe reach.
It's tough, though, because he's got that return fire, and Jess is hanging on by, what, 2 hull?
Well, yeah, 2 hull, no integrated astromech.
Dengar is a monster.
It is going to be tough now for Nand.
Yeah, Justin's attack dice really just turned on. It's a brutal round.
I mean, a block with Miranda there instead of Dengar getting by changes everything.
Absolutely. Yeah, I wonder in retrospect if Miranda should have gone a different direction, tried to finish off Tell. Because
it's one of those things that I bet Nand will be wondering too for the next year.
You know, he had 5 hull with Miranda. He could have maybe regen to shield, gotten back, you know, gotten back some of his moxie, but he opened himself up to a lot of enemy firepower by doing that aggressive move. I mean, Nand's an aggressive player, and it usually pays off for him, but that was a rough round.
If you guys are just joining us, this is the final match of Star Wars Worlds 2017. This is going to determine our Star Wars X-Wing World Championship. We've got Nand Torfs from Belgium. He was flying Miranda, Biggs Darklighter, and Jess Pava. Now just Jess and Biggs. And Justin Phua of Singapore. He is flying Tel Travera and Dengar. Right now, Justin is up. Although our timer is wrong because this is a longer match.
Yeah, 2 hours for this match. It shouldn't go to time.
Yeah.
I suspect we will see Dengar do a Signor's loop here
Yeah,
to
I
get
think
his
that's
arc
the
back
easy answer
into the
now.
fight.
Tel can just hard 1 and keep themselves close. Yeah, for everybody wondering why Miranda was able to be targeted instead of Biggs, Biggs only protects friendly ships that are within range 1 of him. So Miranda was well outside that bubble and therefore fully vulnerable to any sort of attack that Dengar would like to make.
I did not expect Miranda to go down that quickly. Justin basically had to max out his attack dice, but you know what? That's what can happen.
With the
With only
target
one
lock focus
agility.
stack on both these guys,
It's true.
always a danger.
It's very true.
And I mean, really, I guess the engagement happened too quickly for him to properly bank focuses.
Yep.
Especially with the turn he spent slamming.
Yeah,
So
he got right in there, so he didn't have a battery built up. And I
2
think
focuses could have maybe changed things there.
maybe, but I think he was right to do the engagement that he did. I think if he made a mistake, it was bringing Miranda in so aggressively. You know, he didn't have to take a range 1 shot from Dengar like that. He was trying for the block. I know what he was trying for.
Certainly.
But it didn't quite get there, and that means that, you know, he opened himself up for all of that offense.
So it looks like Jeff's doing a 2 straight, using a little bit of an unconventional way of maneuvering around Biggs there, but results in the same thing, moving a 2 straight forward.
Some hot dice can still pull this out for Nand, because if he can take Dengar off the map, it's anybody's game.
But Dengar's going to be shooting back.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And Biggs is going to get real lonely if Jess goes down. I mean, I'm still thinking the S loop in a hard one.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Except no. He's
Interesting.
going to just leave Tel for fight another day, I guess?
Makes sense. He can try to deal with this crit.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Trying to roll for the agility crit there. Looks like he
Turns
makes
it off. Yeah,
Yep.
turns it off. So
that's just one more kind of nail in the coffin here.
Tel is on 1 hull until he's dead. Then he'll be on 1 hull again.
And there's the S loop.
Now, I would like Nand's chances a lot better if Jess wasn't so beat up from those torpedoes. If
Now-
these were 2 fully healthy X-Wings or more healthy X-Wings, I think he'd be in pretty good shape.
Yep.
But the problem is if he shoots Dengar with Jess, there's a possibility that Dengar just deletes her.
Yep. Although, I mean, Dengar may spend his ability on Biggs first.
It's possible. It's possible. And Jess does have the defensive reroll, offensive reroll. However, I think Jess may be out of range this round, which would be very bad news for Nand indeed. It's not what you want to see. Yep.
Yep. He gets one free round of shooting on
Justin.
Biggs.
Yeah. You know, Nand just needs to have some hot dice here and survive.
He will have the 3 dice for the range. There's no more torpedoes involved.
Good work, Biggs. So now the question is, do you shoot back at Dengar with range 3 focus token?
Does he have range and arc?
What do you do?
I didn't
here?
see when they were measuring there. Like, I think you have to.
It's a tough choice. You're at the mercy of the dice gods.
The nice thing is, Tell's probably not going to play a part in this next fight, in this next round either. So you have one more turn to try and wreck Dengar.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Then you
I think
still
you got
have to deal with
I think
Tell.
you got to take these shots, you know, and just hope that it doesn't go badly for you.
It is a low percentage shot. It's going to be 3 greens with focus versus 3 reds with focus.
True.
Statistically, you should get a damage, but
ooh, not what he
not
needed.
with that.
Not what he needed. Not what he needed.
And the reply, hey, there goes the shield at least.
But can he survive the reprisal?
Yeah, let's see if this is a good trade.
What? 2.
2. Biggs can definitely walk away with no damage here, and he
Biggs!
does. Not bad. That's a good trade.
Biggsy. That mustache keeping him in the fight. This game is
This is a good one.
really good.
Definitely a good one.
Damn.
And Jess coming up just short.
Yeah, if he had a follow-up shot with Jess, he'd really
with
be
Jess
in
and the
business.
reroll. Absolutely.
This is still anybody's game. And you know, if X-Wings pull it off, that'd be something. Would be something. Either way.
I think that Nand's shirt says "fly casual," but in Belgian or what is it? Belgian a language?
It is, Matt.
Okay, good.
They speak French there too.
Yes, I did know that because he has some French X-Wing cards he brought to trade with people.
Belgian is not a language that we print X-Wing in. Maybe someday when this game is huge.
We do, however, X-Wing has been printed in 14 different languages.
That is impressive.
Now, not all products. You know, some languages only have maybe a core set or a wave or two, but 14 different languages, and I've acquired all 14.
Oh, we're getting some information. His shirt apparently is
Dutch.
Dutch.
It says "fly casual."
That's right. They speak French and Dutch in Belgium.
And Belgian, apparently.
And Belgian, I think. My American ignorance is on full display. I was just in Belgium last
Flemish.
year or two. Flemish, thank you.
Yes.
That's what it is. I knew there was a language.
This is why it's a good thing that we have this international final, so we can all get a little bit more culture here.
Yeah, get to learn some world history.
The crowd is going crazy between the wanting the jump masters to die and also telling us about our language issues.
It's sad. I was in Brussels last summer, and even so.
All right, so what's Dengar doing? Just one banking in? Doesn't want to close the range any more than he needs to? He's going to have to shoot Biggs, which means Jess is going to get a chance to at least fire.
Yeah.
Even if she is removed by the return fire.
I think Tell is still too far away to contribute. Maybe with a barrel roll he can get into the fight.
Or do you think Dengar just pouring on the gas can get past the arcs of one or both X-Wings?
It's so tough for Nand because he has to just guess.
Yeah.
You know, whereas Justin gets the luxury of seeing whatever maneuver comes into play.
And then barrel rolling to correct.
Frickin' barrel rolling out of there. Yeah, it's just nasty. Nasty. And see, here's the thing. I don't know that Jess is going to be able to necessarily get a shot here. You know, I'm not sure that angle is good enough if Dengar just rockets out of there.
That's what I'm wondering. A 4 straight maybe clears Jess's arc. And if it clears Jess's, then...
Oh, here's the boost.
Ah.
Makes a lot of sense. Good work, Nand.
Maybe.
Is it a block, too? That's another question, you know. Is this one of those situations where Dengar comes charging in? Because...
So Jess will have her reroll from Biggs' proximity.
Mm-hmm.
No focus.
Nope.
The
And
only danger if Dengar pulls a hard one right. And
I don't see that happening.
he would have had to anticipate this, but let's see what Justin came up with.
Yeah, we'll find out. A one hard right
Action
would be
still for Biggs. Obviously on
absolutely the
focus.
move. So he got it. Oh, no, here's Tell.
Not sure what we're seeing the clapping for other than a focus for Biggs, which is a
Exciting
worthy
match. Everybody's rooting for Biggs at this point, I think, in the tournament. It's unusual for Biggs not to
Tell
be the
have
first
the range.
chip.
He's going to try and target lock Biggs.
Oh, no.
I think so. Yep, he's grabbing his tokens.
Looked real close. But he's going to go for
That's
it. He doesn't
tough.
have any torpedoes left.
That is tough.
No torpedoes left, but still, not what you want if you're Nand.
So action was that. He did not get the free target lock because that was a 2, which is not green.
This is interesting.
Ooh, there we go. The block with Jess.
I don't know if you want to block at this point. So then you just have Biggs on Dengar.
Ooh, man. Dengar's going to get his target lock. That's a green.
Dengar will get the target lock. Biggs gets a nice, tasty range 1. It's unlikely that Dengar can kill him in 1 shot, but with 2 shots and support from Tell, it's not looking good for our mustachioed friend.
And Biggs is going to have to roll the roll of the gods to take Dengar down.
So Biggs needs some serious love. He does have
range 1. Still got integrated.
He's got integrated, and he has the Don't Kill Me droid.
R4D6.
Indeed, that's not a good roll.
That's
But of course,
not bad.
As
Spend the
per
target
usual,
lock.
fully modified everything.
All right. He
could
would
be
like to
worse.
see 3 hits. He can cancel one of those if he goes through.
He can. He can. We'll see what Biggs has in store. 2 evades would be lovely.
1.
Yeah. So he's going to take a hull point.
Takes a hull, and now the shot from Tell.
Yep.
From downtown.
He needs to dodge this, for sure.
Yeah, and he's got 3 in a focus.
Okay, doesn't get the second one through. Very nice.
Perfect.
So Biggs is set up to take a nice range 1 here, which I think he needs. I think he needs to
punch
do
in the
it.
teeth.
Yeah, but he does have R4D6.
Yeah, he's absolutely has to take this shot and make it count.
It's all down to the
The
dice.
heartbreaker will be if there's a bunch of blanks on these dice. He just needs paint.
He needs some.
A crit or
love
2
here.
would be grand.
Crits would be glorious. Hey, that'll do.
That's not bad.
Ain't nothing.
Saving the focus for that defensive roll too.
Oh, still pushes a crit through, but that's ugly.
So blinded pilot.
Wouldn't
you
that
can
be
dream.
nice? Wouldn't that be nice?
What do we get here? Damage sensor array.
No actions. That's not bad.
That's
not bad at all. Now the trick is that Biggs just needs to survive.
No, K4 security droid. That is just acquire a target lock, not do a target lock action.
As bad as it could be. There's 1.
And
What's the
2.
other one?
Other one's out here.
Nice.
2 evades. Biggs lives to fight another day.
Our hero Biggs. This game is off the chain, my man.
Alex, K4, not in action, just acquire a target lock.
I believe it's just acquire a target lock.
So he still has target lock focus
K4.
attacks.
Yeah.
Every turn, even with damage sensor array.
Brutal. But he can't barrel roll. That's big.
Yes.
We got stash being chanted on the chat. Biggs is a 1v1 god.
What's great for you people on the stream, you guys run about 30 seconds behind Alex and I, so we can see something happen. Then you look down at the chat and just see it go crazy in reaction to that. So that's a little insight into our perspective.
You know, back from the 90s where it belongs.
So let's talk next round here. Talon roll, Jess.
Ooh. Yeah, I like
you
a Talon
got to.
roll. I like
mean,
a
you
Talon roll.
You gotta do something. She's gonna take. She's not gonna take fire from one of them at least.
Let's do a quick hull count. What's Jess got? 2 hit points left?
Jess has got 2 hull. Biggs, it looks like
2 hull? 1 hull?
1 hull.
Tell has 1
plus integrated still, I think.
Oh, he does have integrated.
I think so.
So he could survive a 2-hit shot. Yeah, with R4D6.
Yep.
And integrated, he can take 2 damage and survive, which is pretty cool.
It is definitely close. Advantage still Justin, I think, but
so.
With some good rolls, Nand can put himself back in contention here.
He's certainly making a game of it, which I think is very impressive. Bad luck with Miranda. I think if Miranda had gotten her shot off, this would be a very different situation.
I mean, if Tell's 1 hit from dead for good, that changes a lot here.
Absolutely.
Everyone is sending Biggs their energy here. 2,300 people now tuning in for this 2017 Fantasy Flight Games Star Wars X-Wing World Championship. Either Nand or Justin will be our champion at this point.
And the stream is full of some sort of tiny emoji guy. I need to check knowyourmeme.com. I'm not familiar with this one, but a lot of energy going out to the mustachioed one.
Everybody seems
and
to be
me,
loving this show.
Someone sent me their energy. Thank you kindly. Gadwag, much appreciated.
So I'm thinking K-turn or a Talon roll for Jess again. With Pattern Analyzer, you don't lose the action, so
I like a Talon roll.
you need your gun back in. Do you try and block with Biggs?
Maybe just a K-turn, actually.
Then you lose Jess.
Actually, I kind of like a K-turn. Wow, do you lose Jess? This is tough.
If
this is really tough for Nand.
If Biggs blocks, then yes.
Yeah, because then you just get nuked by Dengar. That turret is brutal.
We got Justin still deciding for Dengar. He definitely has a tough choice here. Dengar, no actions, but still going to get the effective focus target lock as long as he does green.
And chat is just full of emojis and chaos as this game gets into
as you can see here from this wide shot, we have a full house here watching the final game. This is the final match being played at Star Wars Worlds.
Very exciting.
We've had a huge turnout here. 5 days of a bunch of great Star Wars games.
The defending world champion a little bit under the gun here, but victory still well within his grasp. Really
absolutely expertly
played game here. Justin has got to be sweating things as well. Can that heroic Tel Travera chip in another point of damage and seal the deal here? He's coming barreling back into the fight, and that is bad news for Nand. Nand needs to put down Dengar.
He needed to capitalize on those couple rounds where he had without Tel being involved.
He did a good job, but
he did.
Dengar rolled pretty good defense dice, and this is I think very much Justin's game to lose here. And they're both flying so well. I think it's just going to come down to dice, and Nand needs some incredible dice. But he has all the energy in the world from the X-Wing Twitch feed, and we'll see if that's enough for him.
And we've got tons of time left on the clock still, so time is not going to be a factor in this. Even though Nand is up because both of those jump masters are at half points, it's going to be fought to the last ship standing.
There's
just about guarantee you that.
Almost an hour left. Looks like about 55 minutes. So this will definitely not go to time, I don't believe.
This is the time. Like, you don't want to rush yourself. You want to really think through all the options, think through all of your opponent's options, and kind of run that decision matrix there before you go ahead and commit to a course of action.
Absolutely. This is a critical round. We got some Dengar Tel players on the feed. We've got Nand Shorts energy sent their way.
Those of you asking for shield hull status, believe Dengar has got 4 hull remaining with a damage sensor array. Tel has 1 hull remaining. Believe Biggs is 1 hull and integrated astromech. Jess is 2 hull. That is my best assessment of that. I think it's the Talon roll. That's my best assessment based on what we were able to see from the booth here.
Here comes the troll.
Time is not going to be a factor. Those of you who are asking about how much time is left, it's almost an hour at this point because of the longer time limit for final rounds. So there's really nothing Nand can do but try and go for elimination.
Go for broke. Hope your dice come through. Hope Biggs does not get bumped. Hope Dengar goes down.
Yeah, Biggs getting bumped here it would be a disaster, and I hope that Nand was thinking about that. Because it's one of those kind of unintended consequences. You think, oh, great, I blocked him. Oh, no, I've made a huge mistake.
Mm-hmm.
So Biggs has to do something that will not allow Dengar to blunder into him.
It's true. Or
let's see what Nand went with.
Intentionally crash.
That looks like a 4K.
Yeah, it makes sense. If he clears, that'll be good news. If not,
no, that's not even close to a 4K.
Is it a bump?
Oh, boy.
Or is he trying to get out of there? We'll see what happens. Well, you know what they say, rebellions are built on hope. We'll see what happens.
So Tel is up first. Tel's going to come back in. join into this party here. Not going to have a shot on him, so he's going to be around for at least, what, 2 more turns?
Oh, yeah, he might be the closer. We'll see. I mean, Dengar could seal the deal here, but Tell's still around, and he's still got an extra life. He's got that 1 up in his, display, so.
The second chance. Dengar, hard one, straight into Biggs.
Wompa-domp-bomb.
This is not good for Nand.
No, because that is a green maneuver.
Not good.
That's a green maneuver. That is a target lock, expertise.
Just won't even get a chance to fire.
Well, where's Wheezy Voice Saw Gerrera when you need him?
Save the rebellion. Save the dream.
It's a dice game. He could roll all blanks and then roll all blanks again. Yeah. Why not?
And Jay just has the focus.
Good flying by Justin. I think everybody's rooting for these beleaguered X-Wings, but Justin is flying very well indeed, and I think it is certainly his game to lose. But
even if Nand loses, it is a heck of an accomplishment to win Worlds and then return to the final table just 1 year later.
With X-Wings.
With X-Wings, and come so very, very close against which, I mean, let's be honest, this is a bad matchup for Nand.
It's not a great matchup. It's a rough one. The torpedoes get around Biggs' ability. The high pilot skill is hard to deal with.
Does Jess even have a shot there?
Ooh.
I mean,
that would be just insult to injury, right? I don't know that she does. They're doing very careful lining up.
We've got your counterpart here, Frank Brooks, helping out. The marshal for the X-Wing World Championships at this event.
It's looking bad.
Yeah, I'm really not sure if Jess even has arc there.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if it matters.
That's the thing, I wonder now if Nand was trying to do the block or if he was trying to get clear in some way. He didn't have a lot of options to get clear.
Yeah, I don't know. He was in a tough spot.
Here's the roll.
Well,
not great, but if he
target
rolls
lock,
one more
of
hit,
course.
that's enough.
Those blasted K4 security doors.
plenty.
Well, that's all of it.
That's Jess.
Yep, she is donezo.
Can Tell pick up the spare, though?
Yep,
Oh.
and that is that. Despite the energy sent Nand's way, he did roll max greens.
I think that Nand is well within his rights to blame this on the internet for not sending enough energy to Jess.
Yeah, they sent it all to Biggs.
Just one hit on Biggs, going to re-roll into a hit crit. Biggs dodges both. Biggs holding on for dear life.
The energy.
Are you not entertained?
Biggs.
We're going to go to one more round here.
What kind of world final ends with Biggs being the last ship on the table? What is happening?
This is not how the Force works. I don't know. Your quote about the mustache is all dying first. I'm not sure if that is the case anymore, Alex.
I just said they died. I didn't mention an order. But no, weirdly enough,
Biggs is in a tough spot.
He's in a pickle. He's in a pickle.
The crowd has only grown as we come back here. See a lot of familiar faces from these X-Wing events. Still players from all over the world in attendance, even though I'm sure we've been losing people constantly to flights and trips home.
Still a packed house. A lot of people gathered around to see the culmination here. Close game, despite some rough turns for Nand. Really great opening. Losing Miranda, I think, was a tough.
Yeah, that was a huge swing.
Some super good luck or a mistake on Justin's part, and maybe Nand could have clawed his way back from that, but Justin made no mistakes.
You can't count on the mistakes at this level of play.
Not at this level. We've seen these players, they're so good. Even after 12 rounds of X-Wing, they're still going strong. So,
and I think, as you've seen in every game we've streamed, I don't think we've seen anyone, inadvertently hit Iraq. There's been people fly over asteroids, things like that, but those were intentional, calculated decisions. You really don't see a lot of those kind of amateur mistakes.
Not at this level.
With the odd exception sometimes when people are just too burned out or too tired, because these guys have been playing all day yesterday or Friday.
It's true.
And that's a lot of X-Wing and a lot of consistency to have to show. So Biggs is going to move first. I'm thinking a K-turn because what else can you possibly do that gives you a shot? And there is the K-turn.
I mean, I think it's basically...
He's going to go down shooting.
Turn around and pray.
No modifications, no actions, just the dice.
Just a mustache and a dream.
X-Wing distilled to its to its component parts.
Don't worry, Biggs. It'll be just like Beggar's Canyon back home. Except with more explosions.
What do we got there? Ah, the hard one again. Close the distance.
It's a face-off.
So, hey, Biggs could survive
Absolutely.
3 attempts to kill him between the target lock.
Look, Matt, Dengar only has expertise, target lock, and a 4-dice attack.
And 4 hull remaining.
Yeah, it's going to be fine.
But he didn't get an action. So
no
cool.
action.
That's fine. No action. He didn't even bother to try and get rid of the damage sensor array. Justin doesn't care. He's like, I don't need to barrel roll at this point. Now, what you need now is an ion bomb. Take those 2 jump masters off the board.
That's right.
Oh,
well,
my gosh.
Hey, here's the thing.
Is there any way that Biggs survives that? I don't think so.
R4D6?
Oh, you're right.
Does he live? No, he's dead.
No.
He's dead.
And that is it. Justin Phua from Singapore takes the X-Wing World Championship.
Yes.
Both players bowing for the crowd to a heck of a lot of applause. That was an awesome finale to our Star Wars Worlds.
It was. That game could have gone either way, and we've got a new world champion.
We had no shortage of excitement there. Justin, I'm sure, thrilled to add his name to that list, including Doug Kinney, Paul Heaver, and Nand Torfs.
No
doubt. Now Justin Phua joining as our 4th ever.
And now Nand knows how it feels to get Dengar.
Dengar is
smart.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. We really could not ask for a better finale than that. Both players played phenomenally. You had the game swing back and forth with so much happening.
I think Nand had an edge until hot attack dice just removed Miranda.
Yeah. Yep, Miranda living one more round makes all the difference in the world in that game.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I couldn't ask for anything more in terms of
an
X-Wing finale there. But that is our Star Wars World Championships.
Thanks so much for watching. I think we're going to have some interview coverage with the winner coming up.
Have some interviews and I think maybe some kind of closing ceremony type thing. And then that's going to be it for this year.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
All right, welcome back to Twitch coverage. I am standing here with last year's world champion and nearly this year's world champion, runner-up, Nand Torfs. Congratulations on such another strong showing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I've had an awesome weekend. I've enjoyed it here. Thank you.
So I just have one pressing question for you. You've been on one side of Dengar, and now you've been on the other side. How does it feel?
Dengar is the boss.
You heard it here, Nand Torfs. Dengar is the boss. Is there anything about that game that you would do differently? I think you had a great approach. You had a really strong plan for absorbing those torpedoes. Is there anything that you would change looking back at the game now?
Yeah, so when I shot my plasma torpedo on Tel Trevura, I took a risk to regenerate a shield with Miranda's ability. So I wouldn't do it anymore. Just go for the kill 100%, and that's what I would have changed. But yeah.
Dropping Tel instead of getting that shield back?
If he throw zero evades, I would have killed them as well, but it was a risk.
It's true, although he would have come back with one hull.
Yeah.
So tough fight, but I think if you go back and check out the stream, everybody out there was sending you their energy. Always a pleasure to have you. Thanks for coming back, and we'll hope to see you again next year, Nand.
Yeah, okay. It was my pleasure. Thanks for hosting this event. It was amazing. Really loved it. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Congratulations. So it's what, 9:30 a.m. Singapore time?
Yes.
How are you dealing with the fatigue? How did you keep your head in the game?
I didn't expect to go this far. Once I'm in the top 16, right, I don't have any more pressure because every single win is a bonus for me. So for me, I didn't really have much pressure. Yes.
How does it feel to be X-Wing World Champion?
I think it's still dreaming. Yes, yes. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just worried that this is a dream. I'm still in my hotel dreaming.
If it's a dream, I'm right there with you. Congratulations, you flew really, really well. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here. Is there any final words you'd like to say to all the X-Wing fans out there?
I'd like to thank my supporter in Singapore, and it's a thrill. I think it's a joy to have all these X-Wing players here. I'm very glad I was here. I made the trip here. Thank you.
Congratulations again. Our pleasure, truly.